Back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my pre-edition subscribers, welcome back to the channel. If the Democrats do really well in New Jersey, in Virginia and New York City's mayor race, what did that tell us? It tells us the Republicans are going to use this as an advantage point, and the Democrats are going to use this as a way to damage themselves ahead of the midterms. At least that's what I've gotten. We're going to see if that still holds today. So we're not only going to cover those, we're also going to cover an update on the 2026 midterm and what that's going to look like. If you guys have not already heard yet on the news that there's already reports of a Republican, a former Republican chairman, I think of an election committee or whatnot, um, brought out Dominion voting machines. And that could really be a big key factor in how the midterm goes next year. Anyway, this video is just for entertainment and for educational purposes only as well. This channel is being recorded on Wednesday, October the 15th at 1:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as of when I'm recording this specific video. And if you want to help out the channel grow, you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, engaging with the content. Sharing this video with others really helps boost the algorithm here on this YouTube channel. And for those of you guys who have done just that, I do want to highlight for the community spotlight for this week, because I am late. We have James Lawrence. I hope you are well in the hospital. I know the last time we spoke that you were just coming out of it, so I hope you are well. We have here Almany Ben or B. We have here Sarah. Hope you're doing well in California. We do have Sandy Ace. You're new, so welcome, Sandy. And we also have Antonia. Thank you, all of you guys, for supporting, loving, and helping the channel. It really does not go unnoticed. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about and discussing the races. We're going to talk about Virginia governor's race. Now, also, these type of races don't normally insinuate how the overall presidency is going, but it can indicate the enthusiasm. It can also indicate the momentum. Now, if you watched one of my past part 2 videos of what's coming in the next couple of weeks, it indicated in one of the readings that the Democrats were on track to win a majority of these races, if not all of them. Now, here's the key note here. If the Democrats do really well in New Jersey, in Virginia and New York City's mayor race, what did that tell us? It tells us the Republicans are going to use this as an advantage point, and the Democrats are going to use this as a way to damage themselves ahead of the midterms. Now, Virginia's governor's race. What's going on in there? The election is about less than a couple of weeks to go away. You also said that there's a possibility that Democrats could win. Let's be a little bit more literal here. What is happening in Virginia's governor's race? The bottom deck here, we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. This is an offer, an opportunity. The opportunity is reversed for who? The voters. So the voters are going to have a loss of an opportunity here. There was an opportunity that was not seized or could not be seized because of something being done to the election in Virginia. Here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands here is telling me that there is injury here, especially in the state. Why is there injury? Because of betrayal. This is the 10 of Pentacles. I do feel like the Virginia governor's race is a lot closer than you think. And here is the Republican up ahead, the Democrats down below. That's a little bit concerning to me because it does feel like something's going on in Virginia that we're not aware of. At least the energy is not telling us. We do have here as well, we have the 7 of Wands, which means there's a form of resistance. I do feel like the part of the reason why, if it's possible, part of the reason why the Democrat doesn't appear at least to be on track to win at this moment, it feels like DC is under such high scrutiny by the National Guard, the military. It makes it very difficult for people to come out and vote, especially in the high suburbs around DC and Virginia. So that's what I'm getting. I do feel like there's a decrease of enthusiasm in terms of voting or the fear of safety when voting, specifically in Virginia. We do also have here as well, we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands coming through with an impeachment or a removal. So this is an opportunity. This is also a movement for a proposal. So something can be put forth that's proposed by the American people or the Virginians in Virginia. There could be a proposal that's being put forth. We have the Strength card. There's going to be high support for something, or there is high support. And there's going to be a sense of balance, but it's actually imbalanced. So something that appears to be balanced, but it's imbalanced. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look a little bit more. We have the Ten of Pentacles, which telling us the people in the voting system, how people come together, the collective, the support. We have here, there is people being forced to be imitated or to feel like they're not safe when they go out to vote. We have here with the Ace of Wands, which tells us that a proposal that's on its way, or there is an impeachment. This could also be a removal or bringing forth something new. And in this instance, the Republicans are in the governorship in Virginia, which means that something that's being put forth that could possibly be new would either be a black woman or, well, I know the Republicans did have their black woman governor candidate, but also as well, it could also simply be the Democrat being put back into the White House. But I do feel like there is a support for something. I don't really feel like there is a lot of support for the Republican woman. In particular, I do feel like there's a lot more support for the Democratic woman. I do feel like she has more of the support on her side. The question is how much does the military and National Guard intimidate those voters from not going to the polls? It doesn't mean that these people won't go out and vote for her. That's not the question. The question is do they feel safe when they go to vote? Will that be the driving factor? And that's really what I'm seeing here. The Ace of Wands tells me that there is a proposal for something new. There's an opportunity to change the direction. So this, and just hear me out here, I'm reading it a different way now. I'm going to, flip it upside his head because there's multiple different ways this outcome can go. That was one outcome. This is the second outcome. The second outcome, there's a high amount of support. There can be high enthusiasm. There's a high probability of a high turnout in Virginia's governorship. So much so that there's going to be a lot of resistance or backlash against a sitting president or backlash against the sitting party in Virginia, which would be the Republican Party. Therefore, it brings forth the Ace of Wands, it brings forth a new idea, a new proposal, a new Democrat, a new governor in the governorship mansion. Here we have a lot of strong support. I do feel like this person's going to smash Biden and Harris's records, and even like Hillary's record in Virginia by winning more than 13%. If that is the case, the Democrat is going to have a big mandate in Virginia. I do feel like it's also going to be due to the part of their retaliation of and backlash on how the president is doing when it comes to the National Guard and the military being deployed in American cities, and particularly D.C. It could also do the opposite. Instead of making people feel scared, it may make them feel very rebellious and more willing to go out and vote them out. And here we have with the Temperance card is the feeling of balance or creating a balance. Even though the world is upside down, you can have some sort of stay, you can have some sort of symbolism here. So the two different ways that this can go. This can go where the same thing like New York City, it can go very poorly and the Republican could win, or it could be simply what to call it. Now I'm not saying the Republican in New York City, I'm saying Andrew Cuomo because he seems more Republican than anything. But in Virginia though, it looks like, if I had to say anything, it looks like the Democrats have a slight edge in Virginia right now. But it really hangs on how it goes, and not really on anything else. It's just really how it goes and who comes out to vote and the energy and the turnout and what really is the driving factor in Virginia. So you can kind of see, I do feel like outcome 2 for both New York City and Virginia seems to be really good.